get a coffee. If she was standing here going, you really need a coffee. Hello? Like,
No, that's just
get out of here. I'm here. If she was standing here saying, come here, come to this restaurant, come to this bar, it's like, I'm right here. So no, I don't sit there and try and convert people who are reading. I try to appeal to them, to appeal to the people who don't get it yet.
And try to get the city excited.
Two steps, all right. I try to go 2 steps. It's like I try to talk to somebody who works with somebody in the city planning department. I try to reach somebody who sits next to carpools with somebody who can make a difference in terms of land management, so we can get like some urban gardening happening downtown. I'm not trying to get the guy who doesn't read blogs who's in charge of land management, because he doesn't get it yet. But maybe the guy who carpools with him will tell him, because he reads a bit of Scale Down, a bit of International Metropolis, a bit of Wham, a bit of my blog. I definitely am not out there just trying to randomly pull people in. But you will. The thing about the internet that's beautiful is if you tag things properly, which is very vital, and I drop the ball sometimes, titling things, linking through other social media sites, and having something like like tags is very important in getting new viewers, because someone will, like people on my blog will go, you know how many people come to my site because they type in Phil Donahue? A lot. Phil Donahue photo. A lot of people come to my site because of Phil Donahue. I wrote one post about a movie Phil Donahue put out. I listened to him on Tavis Smiley and was like, this is an awesome idea. This is a great movie. Phil Donahue is alive. This is what he's doing. And all these people from God knows where in the U.S. saw this post, right? And maybe it's something they check back into from time to time about community building. Some of this other stuff that has nothing to do with Phil Donahue. But maybe something touches them, and maybe they start a little project back home in terms of community gardening or community building or teaching technology to their friends, or growing their current social community somehow. You never know. So, no, I don't pitch it to the people that don't know, but I keep it. I try to keep it on a level where hopefully if they come in, it gets their ear and it doesn't scare them away. Yeah, I suppose that's the longest answer I could possibly have given.
Well, with respect to that question, blogging and all this, like blogging, Twitter, Facebook groups, all this stuff is fairly new and generational. So when she was talking about converting, do you think that there will be at some point where our entire generation will be in a position where you won't have to talk to that guy's carpool buddy?
Yes. You will still have to talk to the buddies to direct them. That social interaction to direct people to things that you like or they might like a band, like a whatever. Anybody can go to a record store right now and go, just pick something at random. They don't, even though they know that is a wealth of content. The way people know the internet is a wealth of content, but a way of channeling people to specific content will always be the human, you gotta check this out, you gotta go do this. But I think people will respect blogging on a new level. And I think the number I threw out today was 5 years. I mean, it's a very difficult city to gauge on. You look in Detroit, they're getting it. By the way, Detroit is one of the most forward-thinking, forward-acting communities in the world. These guys just went, oh yeah, we have a daily newspaper. We're putting it out 3 days a week. People were like, what? Yeah, 3 days. You want it the other 4 days, you have to go to the corner store or go online. Why? Because it costs a lot of money to print this thing. It's not a good idea. And the web is right here. So we're going to make the shift. No one else in the United States. Nobody has got their printing. No one. Nobody. Detroit News and Free Press prints 3 days a week that they do home delivery. The rest is at a corner store. Now, that's saying, come to the web. We're on the web. They're giving significance to web content, and when they start, I don't know. I haven't been to their web. I haven't seen their web presence. Maybe if you check it out, I don't know if they link the smart papers that still have their daily circulation are linking to bloggers' pages. When they have a news story that comes from a blogger or source material, they link to it. So people in the community start reading blogs also as a different source of media as opposed to the company line that's coming from said paper. That's going to happen more because they see the value in that community, in that kind of interaction. And people are going to learn real fast that the experts don't work at the paper. The best writers don't work at the paper. The people in the people on the inside who are blogging about this content don't work at the paper, and that's where you'll find it. What if a trainer for the Detroit Red Wings had a blog? This guy knows more than any reporter that's going in there. He knows about their health. He knows more than anybody. And if he's posting that stuff, what's a reporter going to do? Is a reporter not going to go and check and see what the trainer has to say on his blog? Of course they are. Because he's with them all the time. So the reality, the realization, when that starts to happen, which is it's already happening. The more and more that happens, the better off it will be. It'll be a lot easier. Yeah, you won't have to convert people, I don't think, because there'll always be steadfast people. Well, there's people who still want 8-track tapes, but they're on an island, and they want to be on an island. The connectivity of people is an important thing. People want to be a part of that, and they realize that when you have a site right now, like when you have a blog that is linking to newspapers, and they are recognizing that person for that reason. Of course, they're going to start reading what that person is on a semi-regular basis because they were worthy for that moment for the paper to piggyback on them. That's huge cred. It's going to happen. The other thing is the web. You want interactivity with the reader to know whether your story sucks or whether it's great or whether. Look at the articles on the online. How many letters to the editor fit on the letters to the editor page? 13, 15, 6, depending on how long they are. The Big Walk had 55 comments. 55. Like, you think that doesn't tell the editor of the paper? Holy crap! People like when we write about walking. It tells them about sales, it tells them about readership, it tells them what people and readers want from their paper, want from their product. It tells them exactly who is going to their site, even though they have a stranglehold on the local community for advertising and money, more so than any other community in Canada or the United States as far as newspaper sales go. It's still very valuable information. It's invaluable to have that kind of connection with a readership. You can't buy that kind of interaction with a newspaper. You got to call and talk to the reporter. Bull. No one has time for that. You go and leave a post on someone's story. The reporter can go and check that if they want to, and interact with you, and say, "I'll look into that next time," or "You're totally wrong," or the full interview can be found at this link as opposed to what you read in the paper in the article, and you can get further information. It's the sky's the limit with that stuff. It's people have to be converted to that. It's what works. And let me put it this way: if they aren't converted, they're going to be sitting in the dark, not reading the news. They're going to be stuck. They're not going